Hello, welcome back to I Would Like to Blow My Nose. This is episode 26. Um, a lot of things happened this week. The first half of the week went by pretty slow, but then the second half went really fast. Miss ya a bunch, of course. Um, but yeah, let's get right into the news. Okay, so at the beginning of the week, my other grandma was like, she like called me up like mid workout. I couldn't answer the phone, so I had to call her back, and she was like, "Yo, come over, cause we got this thing that we need help with." And I'm like, "What the hell? That's like an hour and a half long drive. Um, why call me specifically?" And she like said something. She's like, "Yeah, it's this thing, and we want your help with it." And I'm like, "Well, what is it? What do you need my help with?" And she's like, "I don't know what the name of this thing is." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then she's like, "Hold on, hold on. I'll send you a picture." And she sends me this picture. And mind you, she lives like alone, like with her husband. So it's just my grandma and grandpa living in one house, right? And yeah, that happened. And she sent me this picture, right? And I'm like, oh, maybe it's some like hard labor. I don't know why they'd still ask me to do it. They could ask my brother, who's a literal bodybuilder, but no, they asked me. So I'm like, yeah, sure. What do you want? And she sent me the picture, right? Guess what? It's a fucking VR headset. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck are two old people doing with a VR headset? It made me laugh a bit, but I was like, yeah, sure, I'll come help. I'll make the drive out because I highly advocate for VR because VR is super cool. I don't know if I told you, but I used to have a VR headset. I was one of the first adopters of, I believe it was called the Oculus. I had the Oculus first generation. It was really good, and then they stopped making it, probably because it became obsolete basically. But yeah, I had that for like a year or two, and then I gave it away because I'm a fucking idiot. I spent like $700 on the VR headset setup, and I gave it away. Unfortunate. Anyway, that day I was also going to go and like, what do you call it? Um, go to the dermatologist, right? So cause like yeah, I needed to do that. I don't know why I'm talking like this today. Anyway, I went to the dermatologist. I got my checkup. I got I got a new prescription, and we're all good. I'll go there in like a year to like check up again. But then I also like from the thing to my grandma's place, it's like an hour drive anyway. I'm like, fuck. So I was like, okay, I'll take the highway. Bruh. On the day I went to go take the highway, or like that on that day that she asked me, it was like super, super cold out and there was ice on the roads. And I didn't know what that meant. I've driven a bunch before, right? Because like this is like I've been driving for like what 5 years? 5 years? No, 4 years. I've been driving for 4 years, and I've never driven on ice, which is, I guess I was lucky because my first time, which was this week, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. So I was driving and I got on the highway and like I tried to like brake, right? Because everyone's driving super slow. They're like driving like 20 miles per hour on like a 60-mile-per-hour highway. I'm like, why is everyone driving so slow? And and like I'm driving like maybe 25 because I don't want to like go too fast because I mean they're obviously driving slow for a reason. And I get a text from my dad because I told him I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna go to my grandma's. I'm gonna need my car," and he's like, "Yeah, for sure." And he sends me this text mid drive, and he's like, "Watch out, there's ice on the roads." I'm like, "Oh, okay." Nobody's told me that before, right? Like ever before, like when I was driving in all my years, nobody's been like, "Oh, watch out, there's ice on the roads." So I was like, "Huh," and that like stuck in my mind. I'm like, must be pretty dangerous then. I'll keep a lookout for ice. And I've never seen ice on the roads, right? So I don't know what it looks like. Turns out you can't fucking see it at all, right? so so here I was looking for ice, which I didn't see. I honestly don't know what I expected it to look like, but I didn't expect it to be fucking invisible. So I'm driving, and then I like try to hit the brakes, right? Oh yeah, we finally loop back to when I hit the brakes. Yeah, on the highway, and my brakes, like they don't work, like at all. So like I'm like freaking out. I'm like trying to step on the brakes as hard as I can. I'm like thinking like maybe the cold weather like fucked with the hydraulics in the braking system or something, and I'm like freaking out. I'm like, oh my god, I can't brake. And then like after a couple seconds, it like it starts working again. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? What is going on? I'm like freaking out. I'm like, okay, now we're going 20 miles per hour, maybe less. And I turn on my hazard lights, right? The blinking lights, cause I'm like, holy shit, I'm on a fucking highway or like whatever you call it, and there's no like nearby exits, so I can like park and chill out, right? So I'm stuck on this fucking highway with ice on it, and I still don't know that it's ice. I think my brakes are fucking up because of the cold weather, right? So then I like call my dad, right? After the second time it happens, right? It happened twice. I'm like, yo, my car is fucking up or something. I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it to my grandma's house. Is there any way we can arrange something to make it back home? And by this time, I'm like 30 minutes out away from my fucking house. I'm like, fuck. Why? um so yeah, I'm a bit of ways away. And he's like, yeah, sure. Um I'm like, awesome. And then I end up going to a gas station. I like my brakes stopped working like two more times on the way because of the ice and shit. It was really scary. Um, and like on the ice, I like tried like pressing the accelerator too because I mean just to like see if that worked, and it didn't work. Yeah, I just kept sliding, which was pretty scary also. So yeah, So I stopped at a gas station. It wasn't like a big gas station. It was like one of those really small ones where you can go inside to get some snacks, but you can't like go inside to use the restroom. They had the restroom outside, which is really unfortunate because that means anyone can use the restroom, and it's kind of nasty. And I needed to use the restroom. I'm like, shit. All right, fuck it. And there was like a line. It was like this guy, and there was like another lady. So I waited. And mind you, it's really cold outside. So yeah, yeah. I ended up waiting a bit after using the restroom. I'm like, okay, when are you gonna be able to get here? He said a couple hours. I'm like, fuck, what? Um, and eventually I like learned why it would take a couple hours, and it's because he was at the hospital, and I was kind of like, okay. And then I later, well, we'll get to it later, but I learned why he was at the hospital. Um, but yeah, during those like 4 hours I waited, I went to a nearby like Sam's Club. It's like a store, and I've never been to a Sam's Club before. I like picked up a charger because I needed it in my room because my charger that I have, the cable is not like long enough. So I always have to like reach over and like put my stuff in an area where I can't use it. It's super inconvenient. I've been meaning to buy one anyway. So I was like, hey, I'll just pick up this charger here. I pick up the charger after checking out the whole store for a couple hours. And then um yeah, whenever I went to go check out, she's like, "You have a member's card, or can I see your member's card?" I'm like, "Do I need one?" And she's like, "Yes." I'm like, "What? How do you get a member's card to a store you can just walk into?" And it was like really late at night now because I had to wait 4 hours. And she like pulled out her card and she like swiped it for me. I'm like, "Oh, thank you so much." And she's like, "Yeah, no problem." And then I walked away with my new thing. Yeah. And then my dad gets there and he's like, "What's wrong with the car?" And I'm like, "I don't know." And then he drives the car around and he's like, "Nothing's wrong with the car. It's just the ice." I'm like, "Okay, what do I do?" And he was like, "We can take this other road to our house that doesn't require the highway and there's not going to be ice on it." I'm like, "How does that work?" He didn't tell me. But anyway, apparently highways just have ice on them when it's cold, which is pretty scary. Why? Why would that happen? Why doesn't the other roads have ice on it? What? That doesn't make sense. Anyway, um, so yeah, that was that happened in like the first day of the week, and then the next day happened, and then I mean there was nothing that happened there. My dad was gone for the whole day, and then the next day happened, and I figured out why he was gone that day, and at the hospital the day before is because on the next day he was like sitting on his usual chair, like in the living room, and he had a baby in his hand. Guess what? I got a new baby sister. Yeah. Dude. So like, you know how like I don't give gifts to my siblings because one, it's a fucking waste of money because they're kids and like I don't want kids wasting money. So like I wait till they're 18 and then I just give them $1,000 for them to do whatever they want with because they're adults. Dude, I have one, two, three, four, five siblings now. I've already given $1,000 away to my other brother. Right? I have to give 4,000 more dollars? Bro, this is crazy. I hope none of them have any more kids. That's too much money I have to give away, bro. Way too much money. Anyway, that's pretty exciting news. On to the next one. The last couple of days, I've whew, I put in a lot of hours into Valorant. I just stopped studying for school because, well, what do you call it? Calculus fucking sucks. And I don't have to do any of it until like the start of the next month. So I'm just putting it off until then because I'm fucked. So I need to figure something out. But that's for later me to figure out. And then the other thing, what do you call it? My ethical hacking class. It's already stuff I know like already. So like I already did all of the work. Or no. I did like a third of the whole class already. And now I'm just being kind of lazy and I don't want to do it because now it's just busy work. But I need to do it to finish the class. So maybe I'll do it later. Well, no, I have to do it later. So, yeah, that's that. Um, but yeah, in the past like 3 days, I've put in like 18 hours into Valorant, just playing competitive over and over again, and I cannot get good teammates. Like the lottery, like the matchmaking lottery is not doing well in my favor. Like I'll get like there was one match where two people left. On a 5-man team, two people left. And the next game, one person left. Like you can't fight a 5v5 with less than 5 people. And like that happens so often, but those happen back to back. And oh my gosh, I almost quit the whole damn game. Um, dude, and this like season like just started, so I have to rank back up. And in my current elo, people will keep on leaving because they don't take the game seriously. I'm like, bro, I'm just trying to hit immortal, right? Because I know my skills can take me to immortal, but my teammates cannot take me to immortal because they're fucking dog shit. And I mean, I'm not saying I'm the best like at killing the other people, right? My aim is pretty dookie because I don't practice it enough. But it's definitely a lot better than Silver 3. Literally like the 7th worst rank in the game. Like, bro, what? I was almost at the top of CSGO, right? Like almost semi-professional, pretty much. But no, no, no. I guess I'm Silver 3 in Valorant. So sad, bro. Like, I had like maybe 2 games with good teammates. I guess they were all like smurfing or like they were in a party or something. Because whenever we had good coordination and like we had a plan, at least some kind of plan, right? And we all executed it and did our roles. We won. We won. I've won games like 16-2, 16-3. Not 16, 13-3. I forgot the numbers are different. But we win those games, right? But I can't find those teammates all the time, and it is so sad. It is so sad. So I've been stuck at Silver 3 for the past like 6 hours of gameplay, and it's getting me so so mad. I'm not actually like mad, but like it's frustrating. Anyway, that's Valorant. Next, Elden Ring. So like my cousin, or no, my friend's cousin, he's a pretty chill guy. He plays with us every so often, and what do you call it? Our friends have been talking, or my friend's cousin has been hearing my friends, his cousin, talk about Elden Ring a lot because that's like like their favorite game, right? And they've been playing it a bunch recently, and he's like, "I'll get Elden Ring too." So he went to buy Elden Ring for like $30 off of like some key website, right? He didn't read the fine text that says this is a new Steam account, not an Elden Ring key. And I mean, he bought it, and he's like, "Well, I can't use this. I'll just give it to you, and you being me. So I have Elden Ring now." And he had to go buy another Elden Ring, but this time it was a key instead of a new account. So he has Elden Ring on his account, and I have Elden Ring on a new account. But I mean, I'm fine with that because I use a bunch of different accounts anyway, because I'm a fucking smurfing loser or whatever. And then I played Elden Ring a bunch with my friends. My name on Elden Ring is Penis Venus. Very funny. And I am an intelligence build mage dude. And I spec only into intelligence because, yeah, I'm having a lot of problems with my mana. It runs out very quickly, but I do a lot of damage. And I also get one shot by everything. Yesterday we went into this dungeon, and what do you call it? There's like little rats, or they're not little, they're like big rats, like really, really big rats. And they would bite me, and I would die instantly. And like the other guys would run through, and they would get bit, and like they wouldn't lose anything. Like, what the fuck? Anyway, that was cool. Uh, and then we also fought a boss. We fought a lot of bosses, but like one of the main bosses last night. That was pretty cool. Um, and yeah, that's what was happening. Yeah. Also, earlier today, I went on Instagram because I've been feeling anxious and stuff, and I've been thinking about you and stuff. But I went and made an alt account, and then what do you call it? I followed me, and then followed B back on my alt account, and I tried like blocking it, right? And then it unfollowed the person, or not the person. It unfollowed me, so I can deduce that you did not block me, which made me kind of happy. And then I tested some other stuff, and I mean, I guess if you restricted me, you wouldn't be able to see anything, but you would still stay followed. So I mean, that's kind of interesting. But yeah. I mean, that increased my mood a little bit. And then, oh yeah, yesterday? No, the day before? I forgot. My sleeping schedule fucked. Completely fucked. Yeah. I just woke up like a few hours ago. And a few hours ago was like 2 p.m. So yeah. No, 3 p.m. Yeah, 3 p.m. Yeah. And I like still need to like work out at least during like the day kind of to like keep my schedule somewhat regular. So like a couple days ago, I like tried to work out at the end of like my sleep cycle. So like when I was about to go to bed, worst mistake ever, bro. I tried working out, everything was super half-assed, and like I was like falling asleep during the workout. Like my eyes were closed the whole time. I was so tired. Cause like at that point I was grinding Valorant for like 8 hours plus, and like my mind was just out of it. Um. So yeah, that was that. I had to like quit the workout like halfway in, but I finished the main part, so that was good. I just didn't get to finish like the burnout or whatever, which technically is like where the actual workout happens, because to failure and everything. But I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's fine. Just gotta get the blood pumping, I guess. Think of it as like a maintenance day. um. So yeah, that's that. Actually, I think that's it. A lot of things happened this week. Um, a lot of things. Pretty pretty long video today. But yeah, miss you a bunch. But I must sign off now. Um, thanks for listening. If you are listening, yeah, be safe. Take care of yourself, and don't forget about me. Love you lots.